Service is where? Food-wise, drink-wise, bed-wise, in a wilderness lodge?
Well, these days, for example, I mentioned Tortuguero, it is going more deluxe. It's going away from the traditional purist, if you will, wilderness lodge, where there is no TV, etc. So the first TVs just were put into one of the lodges. But a few years ago, people started to introduce swimming pools, landscaped, the walking beach type swimming pool to get an edge on the competition. Then the competition would put their swimming pool in, and then you had fine dining arrive in Tortuguero, which is this funky little fishing village. It's not associated with fine dining. And of course, with those services, you begin to pay more. So we're now talking at the $200 level. At the same time, in Tortuguero, you can still find the more humble $50 a night, real purist wilderness lodge.
Because I don't care about the Wi-Fi or the TV. Do you know what I mean? Like up into the Tofino area, there's beautiful places where you can stay in nature, but you have the great duvet and the chef and all the fun things happening. Not necessarily, Wi-Fi or anything like that. So you don't have to be connected to the outside, but all the pleasures are there.
And one thing I love about Costa Rica too is you can mix and match your accommodation experience. It's nice to go back to basics and be in a tent safari camp, for example, in the jungle. There are several of those. Corcovado near the Panamanian border, Costa Rica Expeditions runs a wonderful place called Corcovado Tent Camp. You can even sleep about 100 feet up in a tree if you want in your own little tent at Corcovado Tent Camp. And then maybe, having had that 3-day experience and then hiking through Corcovado and really getting a true nature experience, come out of there and go up to, let's say, the Nicoya Peninsula and have a beach resort, a deluxe experience and sushi for dinner, etc. And you can combine those.
Sounds yummy. And surfing, obviously, hot there.
Oh, big time. Costa Rica has for many years been one of the leading places for surfers. In fact, many of the places that are popular in Costa Rica were put on the map by surfers.
We're looking at, I think this is Pavones.
This is a place called Pavones. This is near the Panamanian border, and it's famous for having a wave that is almost a kilometer long. It's supposed to be the longest, if not the second longest wave ride in the world.
They call it in the lingo the second longest left-hand break in the world.
It's a left-hand break. Apparently, I am not a surfer. I'm not even a water baby, actually.
Well, you and moi. I'm a sinker. So I'm a wader. I go below the water easily, and when I'm near the ocean, I wade. It's not very
I like
attractive.
it warm. But speaking of the water, the scuba diving is awesome there. Don't think coral, it doesn't really have coral reefs, but if you want to see whale sharks, if you want to get up close to marine turtles, and in Isla Cocos, which is one of the world's preeminent dive destinations, entire schools of hammerhead sharks. Of course, experienced divers only, you don't want to take a neophyte.
No, no.
With schools of hammerheads.
Hardly. So wildlife, birds, national parks, nature lodges, monkeys, macaws, biodiversity, what's wrong with it?
Now you've stumped me, Nancy.
Let me see.
Let's rephrase it. Let's not say what's wrong with it. What does it lack relative to neighboring countries? Well, it doesn't have that profound pre-Columbian history. You don't go to Costa Rica expecting to find Tuxmal and Teotihuacan type pyramids. They don't exist. That culture didn't exist. It was kind of a backwater before the Spanish arrived. Likewise, because of the mountains and rainforest, and there was no feudal society after the Spanish came, there's very limited legacy of colonial buildings.
Okay. Did you feel safe there? You're a male, but safety is always a factor for anyone in a country. Do you feel safe in Costa Rica?
I always feel safe,
speaking.
and I think most people do. But having said that, I've been traveling to and writing about Costa Rica for 20 years, and I've seen the evolution of crime in certain areas, and they certainly have some issues to address. For example, you would never think ever of leaving anything in a vehicle. And when you go to a surf beach, as many of the surf beaches now will have a sign up there saying beware of theft from cars. It's endemic in certain places. So there are these issues, but it's mostly common sense things. One of the biggest problems is riptides. Most of the really serious tragedies that happen in Costa Rica are associated with riptides. Riptides are where you get, because there's a lot of wave action on a lot of these beaches, and a lot of surfers and swimmers get killed every year, get drowned, because when there's a lot of high surf coming onto a beach, there's more water coming on than can effectively be drained by backwash. So the water channels into a fast-moving channel in one place that draws all the water out to sea. And if you get caught in that, you're going out to sea.
You see, that's one way I will not die.
Well, I tell you how to avoid it.
You don't know how you're going to exit the planet, but I will not be on a surfboard.
Well,
I do know that.
Neither you and I are going to be on that motorcycle, if you recall.
Or in the bar.
Oh, there's a good place.
Or on the golf course.
We can watch the surf.
Oh, nice to see you.
My pleasure.
Christopher P. Baker, what's the next book?
What am I working on right now? I'm working on a book for another company, Dominican Republic. National Geographic Dominican Republic comes out this month.
Great. Okay. We'll look forward to that. Come back.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Costa Rica, one of the Moon handbooks. And coming up, an enthusiastic junkman from Vancouver, the winner of the International Franchise Association Entrepreneur of the Year Award, Brian Scudamore, takes us on his 1-800-GOT-JUNK journey.